Enemies, them are running in. We're pulling weight, but we know the dream. Oh. We on point, oh boy. We're balling international. No time, baby. You got to know we are the guys.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you're seeing this face for the first time, I am that one and only Niger chick. I make lifestyle straight talking videos and pretty much anything that interests me, including food recipes, reviews, hauls, commentary on viral videos. I also do crime stories on Mondays. So if these contents are what you like, please do not forget to subscribe, click on the notification bell, anytime I post, you get my videos, and also like and keep the comment section popping. And for those of you that are my returning subscribers, thank you so much for watching. You're really appreciated. So now let's dive into this video. I'm going to talk about my first time. I saw this tag on Facebook. It's about your first time doing the do. So I decided to tell you guys a little story. I actually had my first time twice, and here is the story. This story is going to be quite lengthy, but I'll try as much as I can to put it within 15 minutes or under 15 minutes. Fingers crossed. Now here is the story of the first one. I'm putting this out there because this is my medium of documenting the channel, and I'm able to put this out there because I've been able to accept that the scarring will always be there. Okay, so I've been able to just deal with it, and life goes on. Now, disclaimer: this is a mature content. There is sexual talk. There is a talk of sexual abuse. So if you're under 18, please go. If you're under 18, you're not allowed to watch this video, literally. So let's us adults, talk. This is an open space where we can talk, and I've decided to share my life on here on YouTube. Now, the first time happened when I was 5 years old. Now, it so happened that my parents were not getting along. We had financial constraints, so they took me as the first child to my mom's elder sister's place, which was where I lived for some time. Now, whilst living there were other people living in the house, such as relatives and helps and all whatnot. And yeah, that was when I first had sex, and of course it was non-consensual sex. I was literally abused, and I saw myself being abused. I actually saw myself bleed. So that was my very first time. It wasn't a pleasant experience, and this kind of continued for some time. Like, it happened the second time, happened the third time, and at some point I was not willing to stay around that person. So I was always rebel. Like, I was always a rebel. When my aunt wanted to leave the house, I would always fight to go with her, and she saw what was happening and asked me why, but I just couldn't say. At that age, I just felt that this was wrong. I felt some sort of shame. I felt that this is not right to talk. This is not something you could just tell people. And this particular person was intimidating. So, and I felt that I could not escape. So I just kept quiet and silently prayed for my mom to come pick me up. So it happened that one day my aunt wanted to go to work as usual, and I was adamant. I was like, no, I'm not staying in this house with you. I'm going to go with you. She was like, she actually even scolded me. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you a child? You're grown. You're not a baby, literally. And she was like, you're not a baby, you're supposed to be in the house. I was like, no, I don't want to be in the house. And I was calling out for my mom. And there is something I believe. That's why to today I've always believed in clairvoyance. I've always believed that once you put something out into the universe, it goes really far. So as I was screaming for my mom, I was like, kind of projecting for my mom to come pick me. Lo and behold, the next morning my mom came, and that was how I left that situation. And I didn't tell her until years later, and I told her what had happened. But it was because why I was able to tell her the second time, because that thing was literally going to happen the second time. So because of the scarring of the first time, I had to tell her. and that was how I was removed from the situation. Now I'm writing a book about it. It's a spoiler. I'm writing a book about it and other things about my life. So I'm expecting a book soon, maybe in 2-3 years, because I want this book to be like compact, and it should tell my my life story from when I was born to maybe 30 or something. Of course, I'll write subsequent books, but I'm writing a book actually right now, and all the stories are in there. So I'm not saying this for anyone to feel pity for me. No, I'm not saying this for anyone to be like, oh, sorry. No. I've moved past that. I've cried the tears off camera. I've cried the tears a long time ago. I have hurt. I've been hurting for a long time, and I've stopped hurting because I'm completely healed of that scar. So I'm in a better place right there. That's why I'm able to share it with you guys. Now let's go to the fun part, the second time around, where I willingly gave out myself to a man. Now I'll give you a little bit of oh my god, I can't talk today. I'll give you a little bit of backstory. While I was in secondary school, I was literally every mother's nightmare, because I was quite outward with my opinion. I dressed the way I wanted to dress. I was kicking against certain things in the Christian religion, because that's how I grew up. I was asking a lot of questions. I'm coming from the African society. A woman is not supposed to ask questions, really. You're supposed to go with whatever rules they give to you. But right from when I was a child, or when I was a teenager, I was the rebel. And these children or my mates would go back to their mom and say, I said about the Bible. I said about a woman. I said about the way you should dress. So the women were like, do not listen to her. She's the do not listen to her. She's a bad girl. So backstory, that was what it is. They thought that I had actually slept with all the boys. I'd actually fucked all the boys, in school. True story. Whereas nothing, I hadn't done anything with anyone. I was just being myself, being an ordinary teenage girl. But with the society I found myself, I was labeled bad. But it so happened that I had a boyfriend in secondary school. My boyfriend was like a staunch Christian, as in he was like the SCG president in the school. Yeah, and we were dating, and it was just the natural, purest love ever. We just found out that we loved each other. It was literally the opposite of me. He was the studious, bubbly type. I was also studious, yes, because I did very well in my secondary school. Education has always been like easy breezy for me. So yeah, he was studious. We were quite competitive. So we just liked each other. Okay, I don't want to make this too long. We just liked each other, and I can remember our first kiss. I will tell you here, not because I want to say, but for the purpose of documentation. Let it be that I've told it. Our first kiss happened while we wanted to write exams. So he took me to a small classroom where we went to pray. And from praying, we started kissing. And I'm sure that a teacher caught us, a physics teacher. I don't know if she's late now. She caught us kissing. And that was when we knew that, okay, so there was something beyond this. This was love. And that was when he told me that we're not going to have sex until we were married. But we're doing all the smooching, all the kissing, what couples do in school. We're more or less like the power couple in school. Everyone kind of knew us because he was the head boy, I was the head girl, like senior prefects. We're just like cruising, having fun. And yeah, now because of his religious belief, he refused to we talked about not having sex, and we didn't have sex. But during my secondary school days, before the senior class, we were lapsing in maths. So they brought a lot of maths teachers. There was just something about maths teachers not staying in mathematics teachers not staying in our school. So it was different kinds of teachers, and we ended up suffering because before we could get used to one teacher, another one had come in, probably changed the curriculum, so we were all bad at mathematics. Then came in this youth corper. Now this youth corper stayed with us. He was very good with mathematics, but he came in during the time where we were almost writing exams. So me being the smart girl I was, I went to meet him. I was like, could you help us pass this exam? Then he was like, I'll try my best. And I told him that if you help us do it, I'm going to surprise you. Yes, I was 17 at that time. And it was like, so what will you offer me? I was like, don't worry, just figure it out. Help us pass this exam. Help the whole class pass this exam. But why I could go to him was that I knew that he liked me. I saw the way he looked at me. So I just like took advantage of the whole thing. I went to meet him. And he was like, will you marry me? That was the first time I got proposed to. He was like, marry me. I was like, I'm just 17. There is no way in hell I'm getting married until probably I'm 30. Or, I told him that I'm not getting married to you, but I will surprise you. And lo and behold, he did things and we passed. We all passed the exams till today. None of them knew what I'd done, but yeah, we passed. So I had this promise hanging over my head, like, okay, there was something I was supposed to do for him. But as time went on, we finished our exams. We were like, after 6, 7, or 8 months, for me, my relationship with my boyfriend started dwindling because I was moving cities. I was shuttling between Delta states because my dad lived in Delta state at that time and my mom lived in Port Harcourt. So I was shuttling between Delta state and Port Harcourt. So our relationship every day was getting really strained. So we ended up drifting apart, gradually without, having sex, but we knew there was something there. So when I moved to my dad in Delta State, moving cities, you can't keep friends really. That's why today I find it very difficult to make friends because I moved a lot back and forth, and coupled with my introverted nature, there was no way I could keep friends with that back and forth movement. So when I went to Delta State, I became a bit bored and I called this teacher up and he was like, oh, long time, how have you been? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. We spoke and he invited me to Port Harcourt. Now, it so happened that during that time he invited me to Port Harcourt, we were writing JAMB. I was supposed to write JAMB. JAMB is more or less like an entrance exam into the university. So I told my dad that I was going to Port Harcourt to get a JAMB form. So he called my mom to tell my mom that I was coming, and they both agreed I was going to come to Port Harcourt. So when I got to Port Harcourt, I went straight to my teacher's place. And when I got there, it's just clear. Everything is just vivid in my head. When I got there, I saw a friend of his in the house and we just got to talking. And for me, okay, backstory. A little backstory of me at that time. I was super, super horny. My hormones were raging. My God, I was 18. I hadn't really had sex with anyone. So my hormones were raging. I was curious of how it was going to be like taking control and having sex consensually, and actually enjoying it. So I was super horny at that time. I was raging with hormones. So while his friend went to the kitchen to get water, I got up and I put my hands on his groin. He was wearing a jean and my hands were just laying on his groin. And he was like, is that what we're doing now? He quickly told his friend, I have a guest, please, can you leave now? I can see the face. He was like, why the rush? Why all of a sudden you're trying to chase me out? What's up? And they gave themselves the look, and the guy left. I just hope my mom doesn't watch this video because I am so ashamed. I just hope she doesn't watch it. Well, when he left, okay, shit got crazy. We started kissing, we started making out in the bedroom, and normal. And when we wanted to now do, we found out that he was willing to do it without a condom. That was what was shocking. I wanted to use a condom. I was like, no, go get the condom. And the way this dude rushed out of the house to go get a condom, I could hear him talk to his neighbor, and the neighbor told him he didn't have, and he left. It wasn't up to 5 minutes. He came back sweating, and he told me he had gone straight to the pharmacy. He literally ran to the oh my God, my mom, my dog. Okay, he literally ran to the pharmacy to get a condom, and that was how we did it. It was fun. It was okay. I liked it. And yeah, and that was the last time I actually saw him, because after I'd done it, I became really busy with trying to go into the university. I didn't really want to see him again because hey, I'd done it. It was fun, but I felt that it was just for me to like get it over with and just have sex. But I started having sex at 19, a year later, when I got into a proper relationship. Okay, sex now became normal for me. So I'll call that one at 17 plus at 18. I'll call that one at 18 my first time. So guys, that's the end of my story. I hope you enjoyed the story. I'll see you guys in my next video. Do where to comment down below. Subscribe. Tell me what you think about the video, okay? All right. Toodaloo.